My aunt did try and kidnap me.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful to have y'all back with me today. We're gonna be talking about Deavan and that alleged kidnapping plot by her aunt, but first I wanted to show off some birthday swag that I got. That's a really attractive angle. My best friend Sam got me this shirt. It's from IamAvoter.com. I almost said .org.com, and I'm gonna link it in the description of this video. This video is not sponsored. Hope to be sponsored and monetized one day, but right now we're just trucking along, doing the grind. I Am a Voter is a nonpartisan movement that aims to create a cultural shift around voting and civic engagement. By unifying us around a central truth, which is that our democracy works best when everyone participates. Younger generations, the under 40s, we typically do not represent at the polls. So I was a political science major in college. Voting is awesome. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I'm just going to tell you that you should vote. All right, you guys. So I wanted to go back and backtrack on a vlog that Deavan did several months ago, actually 6 months ago in April to be exact, because we're starting to see this, there's a lot of inconsistencies with a lot of Deavan's claims. I won't say she's lived an outlandish life, but I will say that wild things have happened to her that typically don't happen to a lot of people. And one of the stories that was presented early on was that there was this kidnapping and sex trafficking attempt made by her aunt, and that actually is what led her to move to Korea as opposed to Ji-hoon moving to the United States. So thank God for Reddit. Never thought I'd say that, but thank God for Reddit, because I actually was able to pull up a relationship timeline of Deavan and Ji-hoon's relationship, as well as pull excerpts from her aunt, the aunt in question's Facebook. And we're just going to kind of go through the timeline. Some things don't really jive with me. And we're just going to go through the story and see what we think, or what I'll tell you what I think of the whole situation. Okay, so according to reports, and this is all just listed here on Reddit, and it's by a user, I'll put it up, Med Wannabe. And this was posted a year ago, so a long time ago, of Deavan and Ji-hoon's relationship timeline. And this is just based off of things that the couple has put out on social media. So this is just a conglomeration of that. So around August 8th to 30th of 2008, Ji-hoon actually came to visit Deavan. They had started speaking prior through an international dating website. And this is when they first met. We know that they were intimate right away. And that is likely when Deavan conceived. Okay, so we are talking, the timeline that I want to talk about right now is August of 2018. I did find her Aunt Melissa's Facebook, and there were some very concerning posts that she made that is public, and I'll post them here. I am blocking out her last name. I know a lot of people know it, but I'm not about that doxing life. So I'm going to block out her picture and her name. But she made a lot of posts. One, she needed a car. I'll post that here. She needed a place for her friends to shower because they were homeless. And in the video in question that Deavan did, she did mention that her aunt had this group of friends that were transient and not maybe they were up to no good, let's just say. So this is important because these posts were all made in the first half of August of 2018. When Deavan tells this story in her vlog, she says that she's already pregnant with Jihoon. So she said that she was a few weeks pregnant. If she got pregnant when Jihoon came to visit her, which we know that she did, based on when when Taeyong was born. This incident, this alleged attempted kidnapping, would have occurred late September or early October. And that is interesting as well because both Deavan and Jihoon posted on October 11th of 2018 pregnancy announcements. So one thing that kind of perked my ears about this whole situation is if someone just tried to kidnap you or sell you into a sex trafficking ring, I don't know if you would be posting a lot on social media. So let's talk about the incident itself as Deavan describes it. So the way she describes it is she gives this backstory in this vlog, and I'll post it here and I'll link it in the description because I don't know if she'll maybe remove the vlog or not. But as she describes it, her aunt had a wonderful life, very, had a beautiful house, a lovely husband, very lovely children. She seemed to have it all. And then slowly but surely, she started to pull away from the family. She was losing weight. The family started to notice a change. And that change turns out to be drug and alcohol use. Deavan focuses a lot on the backstory there. She kind of goes through her family history, which is actually interesting. Her mom is the middle of 3 girls. So she is the older aunt is Melissa, the one that we're talking about today. And then she has a younger aunt who sadly passed away by suicide. And that is a whole nother story. So Deavan describes this day as her aunt who, I think we all probably know someone or know someone who has someone in their family that has a substance abuse issue, and it can be an incredibly difficult time trying to love them, but also not enable them. I can only imagine how difficult it would be to have an aunt that was using drugs and alcohol. And, I'm assuming that her mom, they had just lost a sister. The grandmother just lost a daughter. They wouldn't have wanted to just turn their backs on Melissa. So all of that perfectly makes sense to me. So I'm just going to get into the incident itself. So what Deavan describes is that one day her aunt, who didn't have a car, and again, the timeline is kind of murky because if Deavan was already pregnant with Taeyong, this would have made the incident occur in late September, early October. But the alarming posts on Melissa's Facebook were early August. And that would have been around the same time that Jihoon even came out to the United States to meet Deavan. So that is what it is there. But so the situation happened where Deavan was driving her aunt around, and her aunt was acting really erratically. Apparently her aunt always talked at like a very boisterous level. She was always super chatty, but this time she was like super quiet. She was very hushed. And all of a sudden she pops out a walkie-talkie. Well, she had posted on Facebook that she didn't have a phone. So maybe she was using this walkie-talkie as a means of communication. She said her aunt was asking her to call out of work. Her aunt wanted her to clean out her car. And she was getting a really uneasy feeling. And of course, if you're pregnant and you're in a situation that's uncomfortable or strange, I can understand why you would be uneasy. So one of the things that just I can absolutely tell you does not make sense to me was in the video she She clarifies a statement that she said, oh, and for people asking why I didn't call the police, I didn't call the police because my phone couldn't make calls. So I just sent text messages to my entire family that things were weird. Well, I worked for Verizon for 5 years. I worked tech support, customer service, sales in multiple capacities in lots of locations. And I have never seen a phone. And I worked from them from 2011 2010 to 2015. So this is even prior technology to Deavan's 2018 incident, right? I have never seen a phone that had the capacity to text message but not make phone calls. I've never seen that. Either your phone is incapable of functioning, maybe it can power on and swipe around a little bit, but the actual functionality where you can like launch your keyboard and send a text message but not make a phone call, I've never seen that. Additionally, every phone, as long as it can power on, it does not need to have service. It could be a dud phone. It can call 911. So these are just things I know to be true because I worked in the industry. So that aspect of her story it doesn't compute for me. And that's not to say that she wasn't in an incredibly uncomfortable car ride with her aunt. It's just that I don't know if she sent text messages, she would have been able to make a phone call is all I'm saying with that. So this whole incident culminates when they get to her grandmother's work, and her grandmother comes out and kind of saves the day. They call the police, and, you know, Deavan says, and I'm going to show a clip here.
As police got there, that's when she was acting completely normal. Everything was fine. And I kind of told the police what was going on. And I didn't know, I could like press charges because I told them everything. They're like, well, she didn't technically steal your car. She didn't technically kidnap you. We can't do anything about it. We find out that her boyfriend was actually waiting for me at my work. And we found out later on that their entire plan was to have me drive to work. They were going to take my car and take me. It turns out he was running a sex ring and that kind of stuff. And he was actually arrested for that, like, I think a month later. And everyone's asking, well, why did you press charges? What happened? Well, you guys, we found out after the fact. So there was really, honestly, nothing we could do, unfortunately.
She said that no charges were pressed. And because they didn't know that they could. She even admits that the cop said that this wasn't a kidnapping. What she is claiming to have happened, the cops could not arrest because there was no evidence of that. She also claims in her vlog that they later found out that this guy who was her aunt's friend, who was the guy on the walkie-talkie that the aunt was talking to, he had planned to steal Deavan's car and sell her into sex trafficking. And no charges were ever pressed. Apparently, she claims that this guy later on, which we don't know his name, that he did get arrested on similar charges, but that for this incident, there was no consequences of this incident. A couple things that I wanted to point out. One, sometimes things aren't what they appear, right? Sometimes we have just bad vibes. And of course, whenever you have bad vibes about something, you should absolutely remove yourself from that situation because that's your intuition telling you to get out of Dodge. One time when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I was at the mall and I was walking with my mom and I was walking ahead of her. And at the mall that was by my house, there was those like carts that would sell things like jewelry or candles or whatever, like in the middle like of the mall. This guy just made a beeline and like blocked my path. And I honestly don't remember what he said. I don't remember anything. I just remember my mom yanking my arm and we just sprinted in the other direction. Who knows what that incident would have been? I had zero interaction with that guy, but I'm not going to call that an alleged kidnapping, right? Because I have no idea. It was just like a weird incident. the other thing that I wanted to point out is that she does point out in this video that they had tried to get her aunt help for her drug and alcohol abuse. Depending on what kind of drugs she was on, you could go into psychotic breaks when you are under the influence. When I worked in New York, I worked in Union Square, and there was actually a methadone clinic right next door. So we had meth users come in very frequently. And I remember one time this woman was trying to disable all of our phones because she felt like that the government was tracking her. The reason why I bring that up is because I don't doubt that Deavan probably had a very uncomfortable, weird car ride with her aunt, who was obviously going through something at the time. I don't know if it was all of the things that she claimed it was. And now that we kind of see Deavan's track record playing out, where things are not what they seem, it just calls into question this incident. So I would highly recommend that you guys go back and watch this. Really, legally speaking, what she describes in the vlog is just a very uncomfortable car ride with her aunt. The police, she says, were called. No arrests were made. She never claims that they issued like a restraining order against her aunt, which if your aunt tried to sell you into sex trafficking, I would think you might, I don't know, take out a restraining order. So these are just the things that for me don't make sense, but you guys definitely let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Remember to get out and vote. Also give this video a like, subscribe. Follow me on YouTube and Twitter at Reality Squad. And the next vlog that I'm gonna do is going to be regarding Deavan's ex. And because she did a vlog on that as well. So as long as she doesn't delete it, that's gonna be the next vlog. So stay tuned, you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.